Hey there, Dustin with Service Hero Marketing, and I wanted to make a real quick video going over our onboarding process and give you a blunt view of what the first 3 months would look like working with us, and hopefully this will answer any outstanding questions that you might still have. So what's going to happen as soon as money changes hands is you're going to get a welcome email with a link to a form that is going to ask you for all the information that we need to get started. And we're also going to set up an onboarding call. And on that onboarding call, we're going to go over some of the information that we're covering here, but we're also going to make sure that if there's any information that we didn't get in the form, or perhaps you didn't have time to fill out the form, we're going to make sure that we have all that information. That way we can get going. And I call this the painful part, simply because this is the only time that we really need you to go into your computer and find all these files that have your usernames and password that are hidden somewhere on your computer. But once we have all that information, we can get started, and there's a few things that will happen simultaneously. One, we're going to move your hosting over to us, and the reason why we do that is because we can better protect against hacks, and we use high-level hosting accounts, so it'll likely help with your page speed. We're also going to check your domain registration length, make sure that it's not about to expire anytime soon. We're going to do an analysis on your domain, make sure that there's no bad links pointing to it, make sure there's no penalties. Because if any of that stuff is in place, it doesn't matter how much SEO work that we do, your website's not going to improve. So that's obviously important that we check on that. And we're also going to start the design process, whether we're designing a whole new website for you or whether we're modifying your current website. And we'll do all this on a demo site. That way you can approve of the website before it goes live on your actual domain. And before it goes live on your actual domain, we'll also create a backup of your current website, just in case if we ever need to refer back to it in the future. We'll have it on hand. We're also going to get the content creation piece started, and this is where we'll be creating content for your homepage if needed, for your different services, for your areas served. And if you already have content in place, we'll likely use a lot of the content that you already have, unless if we think it just needs to be rewritten, which in that case we'll talk with you about what we think that we should do there. But more than likely there's still going to be different pages that will need to be created, and so we'll be creating content for that. We're going to set you up with a call tracking number, that way we can track our results. We're going to clean up and create the core directory listings, and even if you have a lot of bad listings that are out there, within the first week of working with us, this is something that we will take care of for you. And there's basically the 70 core listings or so, a little over 70 core listings that we set up in this first initial month. And sites like your Bing listing, your Apple Maps, Yelp, and so forth. And I say this normally happens in the first 7 days. If you don't have a Google listing already, then there is a verification process that we'll have to go through with that. But once we have that verified, then we'll be able to get the other directory listings created immediately and clean up any bad listings that are out there. And we're also going to send you over an initial rankings report. So all of this happens during the first month. During the second month, we're going to start to actually get to work on your maps listing now. And we've got the website designed. It should be in place. Now we're going to go in and start modifying your maps listings. We're going to start working on your categories, changing the about section, and we're also going to create additional content on the website to help support the maps listing. And I have that underlined there simply because there's actually a lot that goes into this, a lot of ninja SEO stuff, if you will, that works like crazy. And sometimes during month 2, we've had some clients, once we start doing all this stuff, their maps listing will begin ranking that month. Generally speaking, it will take at least 60 to 90 days, but we have seen it where as soon as we start implementing this, we see an immediate jump in rankings. We're also going to create a branded network of Web 2.0 properties for content syndication. We're going to tweak the website that we've set up. We're going to make sure that it's operating at a good speed. Generally, there's some tweaks that we need to make to help with speed improvements. We're going to create and upload an KML file. We're going to create XML sitemap and submit it to Google, add schema to the website, and we're also going to get you set up on a reputation platform. And in the third month, this is where things start getting a little fun, because now we're going to do a citation analysis. And what I mean by that is we're going to look at the competitors who are ranking in the map section, find out what citations they have that you don't have, and we're going to start copying those. We're going to start getting listings set up on those as well. We're also going to find, outside of citations, we're going to find just general backlinks that they have that we know are helping them rank. We are going to find the sites that we can also get backlinks on and copy their work. Essentially eliminate any advantage that they have. We're also then going to create niche relevant citations. So in just about every industry, there are specific directory listings for your industry. And since we really only work in the home repair space, we know what those sites are, so we'll be able to get you set up with those. We're also going to begin working on local citations. So in just about every single area, there are different websites that we can get you listed on. For example, and some of this we'll talk with you about. For example, maybe joining your local chamber, where we can get a website on the chamber's website, and we'll seek out other local citations that we can build. And we also create some of these ourselves. We kind of manufacture our own stuff. Again, going back to some of the Ninja SEO stuff that we do. And we're also going to begin the blogging process. We'll add our first blog post, and that blog post is going to be sent out to those branded Web 2.0 properties that we created the previous month. And we're also going to run our first video campaign. And the run video campaign is highlighted because there's a lot that goes into that as well. For example, essentially what's going to happen is if you don't have a video, then we'll create a video for you. And instead of using your YouTube account, what we do is we go out, we find an old aged YouTube account, and we brand it to match your name and your logo. So that way if somebody does go check out the channel, it looks like it's your channel. But the YouTube accounts that we use are aged, have a lot of power, and rank videos really well. And we've got a lot of other things that we do whenever we go to syndicate or publish the videos on YouTube that will help those videos rank. And even if the videos don't rank, to be honest with you, it's not our number one goal. Our number one goal with those YouTube videos is just to get links pointing back to the website. So as you can see, during the first 3 months, there's quite a bit of action going on. And part of the reason why I wanted to go over all this is, perhaps you've worked with another web company in the past and you were burned, or you just didn't know what they were doing, didn't really have a lot to show for it whenever everything was done. Hopefully you can see that just within the first 3 months that you're going to be set up to really dominate your local area. We're going to have the site structure built out, we're going to have citations set up, and everything is going to be set up correctly. We're going to be matching you with your competitor as far as their backlinks. We're going to be creating niche relevant citations. We're going to be doing a video campaign. We're going to be blogging. There's a lot that goes on within the first 3 months. And of course, throughout these first 3 months, we'll also be meeting with you at the end of each month to go over everything that we've done, go over the ranking reports, go over the call tracking. And during the first month, obviously, we'll be communicating with you quite a bit as we build out the website. Going past the third month, that's generally where all the stuff that we've done through these first 3 months will start having an impact on your rankings. And I know that you're busy, so our reporting is very simple. Moving forward past the first 3 months, we'll get on a call that generally lasts about 15 minutes, and we're going to go over your rankings reports, we're going to go over your call tracking numbers, and we're going to go over your analytics to see if we're improving any site traffic to your website. And of course, if you have any questions, we'll answer those there. So hopefully that gives you a good idea about all the work that goes into it and answer some of the questions that you might have. Of course, if you have any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer those. Feel free to give us a call at 866-530-4328 or shoot us an email at info@sh-marketing.com.